Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Day in Film MiniCast. It is your host, the Pat Nader, as always, and today I have a not as juicy as normal, but still film that I am very excited to talk about. Before we jump into the actual film, first off, I have to thank you guys for the unbelievable channel growth recently. I mean, I'm gaining like 2 subs a day. I think, I know. You know what, let's shoot for 200 subscribers before the end of the year. Because guys, I'm not even kidding, I'm floored. It's insane the amount of love and attention that you guys are giving me. It really does mean the world. It makes me keep wanting to do these videos, you know. It really would mean the world to me if you subscribed or liked or commented or interacted with the video at all, because it really does help me see a reaction and what I might need to change or keep the same. But with all that boring YouTuber stuff out of the way, let's jump into 2024's Kyle Mooney-directed Y2K. And I forgot to say A24 produced, because that's the only thing people actually care about. So, before we jump into Y2K, I have to first say something about A24. Now, A24 as a studio, as a production company, is very good. I mean, A24 is responsible for getting some incredibly unique and innovative and just different movies made that before they existed probably would have never got made. Movies like Love Lies Bleeding, movies like Moonlight, you know, movies like Uncut Gems. You know, A24 has helped produce so many great films. So I do have to say, it's nice that they helped produce A24. You know, it's nice that they helped them produce Y2K, because it's great that this movie got made. You know, the world is objectively a better place now that Y2K is in it, even if not by a noticeable amount. But I do have to say, I don't like how A24 markets its movies. Here's a great example. The Brutalist is coming out later this month, which I'm super, ultra, incredibly excited for. And this is the first ad I've seen for it all year, at least on the big screen. It's obviously not getting much TV promotion, and it's definitely not, and its main promotion source is Twitter and other people who review films like myself. So I think it kind of sucks the way A24 does their distribution and the way they promote their movies. But what are you gonna do? But we should actually jump into Y2K now, because we're almost 3 minutes into the video and I have not mentioned a single thing other than the director's name. So I went into Y2K with pretty average expectations. I had heard a lot of people in real life, believe it or not, teachers, friends, partners, who basically said, yeah, it was good. You know, it wasn't anything super special, but I enjoyed it. So I went in with that same kind of mindset. I went in going, this will probably be good. I will enjoy it, and I'll be happy when I leave the theater. And I'm happy to say that that's pretty much exactly what I got. You know, not every movie needs to be an incredible, moving work of art. I'd love for every movie to be a moving work of art. But, you know, not every movie is going to do that, and not every movie can do that. And I think Y2K is, at least in recent memory, the best example of just a good movie. You know, Y2K isn't a movie that you'd really ever rewatch. It isn't a movie that you'd ever want to, you know, I mean, even this review right now, like, I know I don't have a lot to say. That's why I'm pre-rambling so much, preambling, whatever. But it's just a movie that you walk out of the theater and you go, that was good. I'm happy I saw that. You know, it doesn't leave a lasting impact on you. It doesn't, you know, change the way you look at the world. You just leave and you're like, I'm happy with that. And I think a lot of that is thanks to the genre, or not the genre, but the actual, like, premise of the story. It's about as silly as it sounds. On Y2K, instead of everyone being bankrupt, all the machines start killing people, and I mean, that's it. I do think the best part of this film was before the actual movie starts, before, like, Y2K properly kicks in. Even if it's all just, like, setting up characters and showing you silly little wacky scenarios that you might remember if you're old enough. And that's something else I have to say. I can't really appreciate a lot of the references and things in this movie. Even the fear of Y2K. I mean, I was -7 years old, so I unfortunately can't say, oh, I remember doing this, you know, with my camcorder or whatever. But just from things I've been told and people I know and other movies I've seen, it does kind of replicate that style, which is a very and that style infatuates me. It's such an interesting, internet is barely bubbling up. Everyone's so social, but at the same time, it's just a very interesting time era to me, even if I think the Y2K setting is a little silly. I will say the movie definitely turns into a hokey kind of, not mess, but just a hokey experience. It feels like it becomes the kind of movie it's trying to mock, which ends up working in its favor, because there are a lot of silly moments in this movie that are played mainly for laughs, even though they're pretty horrible. Like the director, who actually ends up playing a small role in the movie, whose name is Kyle Mooney, plays Garrett. He gets killed in an event, and it's played for laughs, which I think is good. I think that's exactly how it should be. I think the movie does a good job at getting you emotionally invested, even if it's a little faulty. I think the movie is pretty funny. Definitely not every joke lands, but I found myself going, or, it had me entertained. This wasn't a comedic masterpiece or anything. I was just watching it and I was like, this is good. That's all I got from it. I do think the stylization of the actual robots looked really good. It reminded me a lot of I Saw the TV Glow, specifically with the Ice Cream Man monster. I think this, all around, I know I keep saying good, but it is a bona fide 6 out of 10 good. Like, you would not be disappointed that you enjoyed this movie. You'd go, I knew I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. I'm happy with that. It ends in a very silly way, a way you kind of expect it to end. It's never really over, whatever. I'm not going to say it again. I will. It's a good movie. The music that they use, both original and made for the movie, is pretty good. Fuck, I keep saying it. I keep saying pretty good. It's just a good movie. I'm not gonna talk anymore. I'm not gonna talk about it. Its cinematography's good, its music's good, its acting is good, if a little silly, its writing's good, if a little silly and hokey. This is just a good movie. And that's all I have to say, and I've been rambling for almost 5 minutes about this movie, and I've just said good 100 times. Yeah, I'll cut it off there, because Lord knows there isn't a lot to say about this movie. But go watch it if it's still in your theaters. I definitely recommend it. It is a good... Whatever, guys. But that's all I have to say. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you at the New Year's party in the theater.